Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. And we're still working on Mahler, but we're getting there. We're really getting there. I don't know how many videos are left, but we're getting there. So I think we have reason to be hopeful. Absolutely. So let's get started, shall we? I'm so happy that the overflow room is now fixed and overflowing once again. That was a happy moment. So, Mahler, Symphony Number 8 with a Bernstein, his Sony recording, which is really the best one. And his Deutsche Grammophon recording was a live performance taken from an air check with the Vienna Philharmonic, and it's not nearly as good. Either sonically and as a performance, it's quite good, but this is terrific. This is one of the great eighths. It sounds marvelous, except for that crash of static at the end of the first movement, which was sort of cleaned up a bit on CD. Thank goodness. And you also get the Kindertotenlieder with Janet Baker. You know, Bernstein, say what you will about his Mahler. Some people think it's too emotional or too this or too that. He's not that way at all, and particularly not that way in the eighth. You know, he understands the music. He paces it well. The second movement particularly goes really, really nicely. I mean, he gets the shape. He gets the right contrasts and tempo variations. It has no dull bits. And he's got a very good crew of soloists in here. I mean, let me see who they are, aside from Janet Baker doing the Kindertotenlieder. They sound pretty damn good, actually. We have, let us see, well, maybe they're not going to tell us. It's a secret. Oh, here they all are. Erna Sporenberg, Gwyneth Jones, Gwyneth Enyer, Anna Reynolds, Norma Proctor, John Mitchinson, Vladimir Oruzdajiak, and Donald McIntyre. Not always the most famous people you've ever heard, but they all sing well. They really do. And so that's really nice. Then we've got, here it is, the Leopold Ludwig Mahler Ninth. This is the one that I keep thinking was Rudolf Schwartz, or not the other way around. I mean, Schwartz did the fifth, right? I mean, so on Everest with the London Symphony. Isn't it terrible? It isn't terrible. It isn't great. In 1960, there weren't too many options. You know, he paces it excitingly. It's okay. I mean, it's not anybody's idea of the best, but it's okay. Oh, the Bernstein D.G. Mahler 7th. Oh, I was at these performances. I have to tell you, I was at these performances, and I have to say, I was in college, and I was feeling rather naughty. I was with my friend Bill, and we went there together to Fisher Hall, up from Baltimore, actually. And there was this woman in front of us, an elderly woman who was paying absolutely no attention to the music. She was sitting there looking at her watch and shuffling her program. And she had her hair done in one of these, old lady hairdos. Like, she didn't have lots of hair, but it was done in like a nest style with enough hairspray to like weigh down the Titanic. It was incredible. And I had with me a box of jujubes. And Bill wanted a jujube. And I'm like, wait till the music's over. So give me a jujube. And he's like, grabs for the jujubes. He was, fooling around. And so he grabbed the box of jujubes, and the jujube popped out, and it went flying through the air and landed in this woman's hair. And she didn't even notice, because it was like this. Didn't notice whatsoever. And we looked at each other. I looked at him. He looked at me. And I took another jujube, and I just went and tossed it up and into her hair. And she didn't notice, and we just started laughing, and we couldn't stop laughing. And fortunately, I saw like all 4 or 5 performances, because I spent the rest of the performance just laughing hysterically at the jujubes sitting in this woman's hairdo. And I don't know, we all do childish and immature things when we're kids, don't we? I mean, sort of kids. Quasi-kids. I guess I was, 19, 20? Yeah. Anyway, it's a really great Mahler 7th. Bernstein really knew how to do Mahler 7th. His first recording on CBS, I think, is even better. I think it's a little better sonically. And a little bit fresher. It was more of a discovery then, but this is still damn fine. Oh, they play the pants off of it. It's marvelous. So that was fun. And we've got the Mahler 9 with Lenny in his DG cycle with the Concerto. Another fabulous performance. It really is. It has a very, very slow concluding adagio, but it's okay. And a very prominent first trumpet, a really wailing first trumpet. Lots of vibrato. It's a live recording. That's what happens. But oh my goodness, it's an exciting live performance. Again, I prefer his Sony recording more for its directness and excitement. But boy, this is pretty special too. I mean, what are you going to say? It's swings and roundabouts. I love the way he handles the end of the rondo burlesque in his later recordings. With the holdback on the refrain. Yeah. Yeah, the way that he holds back those brass chords, it's just wonderful. It really is. Oh, and here's the Michael Gielen Mahler 7th, one of the other really, really, really great ones. Gielen also really gets this piece, especially the creepy, spooky, expressionistic elements. I mean, the guy is just, when you have to make strange and ugly sounds, Gielen is your guy. The opening of the scherzo, oh my God, just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And of course, he doesn't believe that the happy ending is happy at all, which makes it actually kind of fascinating and all the more fun as a result. So it's terrific. Just terrific. That's on Hensler and SWR now. Then we've got the Klemperer Mahler 9 with the New Philharmonia, or Philharmonia, one of those, and the Siegfried Idyll and Strauss's Metamorphosen, both of which are marvelous. Klemperer is one of the few people who can do the Siegfried Idyll and not make me want to gag, because it's so unsentimental. It's just direct and flowing and lovely, and it's 17 minutes and 52 seconds, which is absolutely all it needs. The Mahler 9th is also a wonderful performance. First class. Yes, the inner movements are a bit on the slow side, but as always with Klemperer, the prominence of the woodwind and all that makes the music snap and snarl, and it's wonderful. And the same thing with Metamorphosen. It's a completely 28 minutes, and all the more heartbreaking for not being mucky. You don't want muck. He's not a chromatic sludge meister, and boy, does he nail it as a result. Just terrific. Then we've got, we're in Mahler 9s here, basically. The Chicago Symphony and Pierre Boulez doing Mahler 9. It's a good Mahler 9. It really is. Boulez is really good, except the final adagio, which is 21 minutes, is a little on the quick side. I think, given everything else that's going on, the preceding movements. It used to be that we accepted the quicker version of the adagio. But even with Bruno Walter or Bernstein and those people in the 60s, they were still taking a couple minutes more. And it was all to the good. Boulez, I think it was just not quite into the, transcendental Weltschmerz of it all, if you want to call it that. But still, it's a fine Mahler 9th. Here's a wonderful Mahler 9th. Oh, yeah. This is the Haitink, first one, with Das Lied von der Erde, which is the reference recording with Janet Baker and James Kate, which is amazing. I love this Mahler 9th. This is a performance of complete objective commitment, if you want to call it that. I don't know how else to describe it, really. It was early Haitink, so it's not, sort of heavy-duty, sticky, thick, and emotional sort of thing. It's an hour and 20 minutes long. The finale is 24 minutes and 42 seconds, which is just perfect in my view. The Rondo Burlesque is fabulously well played. He just had an orchestra that really knew how to project the music and put it across, and he lets them do it. He's just not in there at all for anything other than a great performance of Mahler's 9th, and that's what we get. I mean, it really, really is fine. And then we've got, Neumann and the Czech Phil, his digital last remake, the end of his career, the very end of his career, from 1995, 78 minutes and 17 seconds. I like this performance a lot. I really do. I love hearing the Czech Phil play it so well. The sonics are fantastic. And, Neumann was really toward the end of his career, and you can feel the valedictory, powerfulness of it all, which is lovely. Also an interesting performance is this one, Neumann's Mahler 7th, with the Gewandhaus, of Leipzig. We forget that Neumann was head of the Gewandhaus, and he did some Mahler recordings with them, including a sixth and the seventh, and I think a fifth as well, that were pretty remarkable for their time. And they were wonderful for hearing the Gewandhaus at this period in its career, because it was recorded in 79, it looks like. And, the German orchestras at that point were still not really into Mahler. Eastern European orchestras particularly. And so this was really kind of cool and interesting, and it still is. So that was fun. It's not a great Mahler seventh, like, in terms of high-powered virtuoso playing and whatnot, but it does make some very interesting sounds. And that's why I kept it here down in the Overflow room. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.